Hello darlings, and welcome to another tarot predictions reading for a character for Dragon Age 4. So let's see which character it will be today. And thankfully, the other day there was a spider on my hat, so thankfully there's no spider today. I don't know what that would have looked like on screen, but I know that I have a very distinct scream for spiders. The Dreadwolf himself, Solas. Do you see this? Solas. Okay, so, well, he's searching for the Red Lyrium idol. His ritual has begun, but it doesn't necessarily mean that his ritual has been, that there aren't parts of the ritual that are missing or components that he still needs. He might still be looking for ways to unlock the veil completely. He might be looking to fix his orb, maybe fix his mask. He could be, he can be a rival to the Inquisitor and thus any ally to the Inquisitor. He could be a friend or lover to the Inquisitor. And depending on our choices, maybe there are possibilities to side with him, to join him, join the Dreadwolf, or to even, or to go against him, fight him, maybe recruit him, maybe work for him. There are a lot of possibilities for that. And it also depends who the other bad guys are, who the other antagonists are in Dragon Age 4. Hi, Tabitha. Yes, look forward to this day. Yes. So that's the thing. Solas is being set up to be a villain of sorts. However, is he the ultimate villain? We have Red Lyrium spreading. We have a Qunari invasion. We have Venatori trying to tear down the veil differently, who would disrupt the ritual, and Solas would be opposing them, and they are our enemies as well. There is the pools of Great Liquid with monsters, potentially Ghilannain's monsters. The Evanuris, some of them might be on our side, some of them might be against us, might have their own agenda. So would Solas join us to go against all those other threats? Would he set aside his goals for that, or would his goals align with ours because it would be the only way to save Thedas? Would we be able to change his mind? Would we be able to actually defeat him? Would we? I don't think that would necessarily happen in Dragon Age 4, and there are 5 games in store, the total 5 or 6. They said 5, potentially 6, all depending. So, but definitely a lot's going to be revealed, or I hope a lot more is going to be revealed in Dragon Age 4. But that's the thing. Depending on our choices, maybe we go against Solas and we have difficulty with other antagonists, or we join forces with Solas, either by joining him and being like, okay, we're gonna help you if you help us, or by convincing him that his views aren't really the best, and he changes his mind and joins us and helps us in that way. So there are 2 different paths that could be possible for Solas to help us, to join Solas, or he joins us. So there's that potential. And then if he does join us, would he be a companion? Would he be an advisor? Would there be scenes where we could play as previous playable characters so that we could reconcile or reunite with Solas, friend, lover, even foe, even rival, confront Solas, even if we choose not to destroy him and we choose, okay, well, we need you right now. And so that the Inquisitor can at least confront Solas / have a heart-to-heart or something like that. And then there's also the possibility if he doesn't join us, is he doing his own thing, and then he's trying to fight, he does his thing in his corner of Thedas, we do our thing, and then mutual enemy, we try to combat, he tries to combat. So without trying to help each other, we kind of help each other? Or would he, just to spite us, leave that alone so that we're alone to deal with it, and then we have him to deal with on top of that in that area? Or he joins the other enemy because he hasn't joined us, and he joins the other enemy, and like, to hell with it all, So possibilities for that. Now I'm thinking, am I missing anything? Because there's so much with Solas. Oh yeah. The other thing is, there's the sundered theory of Solas when he separated the world from the veil, when he created the veil and separated the world from the Fade, that he sundered himself. And so a piece of himself lives in the Fade, and a piece of himself lives on Thedas. And so Solas, the elf, is on Thedas, and the Dreadwolf would be in the Fade. I believe he does have control over the Dreadwolf, because the Dreadwolf is the guardian of the Fade. And in Winter Nights, we saw the Dreadwolf, or when he enters the Fade, is that his aspect that he takes on? Or is like, it's two aspects of himself. And so there's the spirit, and then there's the demon side, and then there are the two aspects. And then I would not have you see what I become. Is that the wolf, the Dreadwolf, or is that involving red lyrium? Is that, what does that completely imply? The Dinan Shiral is the path of death, where there's a lot of death, a soul journey, soul as in S-O-L-E, alone journey on a path with much death. But what does that imply? He's going to be bringing death, but is he going to be thwarting death? There's a lot going on here. Oh boy. So yeah, it's what card are we gonna get, and what does it mean? What will it mean? So what do the cards have in store for us, and Solas's various potential roles in Dragon Age 4? Okay. It is upright. And is 19, the Sun. The Major Arcana, the Sun. That's actually it's an amazing card, especially that in the logos of Dragon Age 4, there's an eclipse going on. The sun also represents the light of the Maker. So Solas, for all intents and purposes, created Thedas, but is he in line with? Is he associated with? Is he the Maker? I'm not going to get into the theories that I'm revisiting on working on, because that's going to be like, we're going to be here for hours otherwise. But the sun, the eclipse, the sun aspect, the sun is the higher self, the higher consciousness, whereas, the moon is the shadow self. So the sun is more like just the card itself. It's the shadow. Solas's shadow self is the Dreadwolf. The sun is Solas. So does this mean that he can be redeemed? It's like, I hope so. And it's upright. So just this card in and of itself. In the Dragon Age Inquisition Tarot deck, the card is Varric. I don't know if that has significance for this particular one card draw reading. I mean, Varric will be recruiting the Dragon Age 4 protagonist, and so, maybe negotiations or something, but I don't see it having a vital significance. Okay, so, success. Well, success, are we successful in changing Solas's mind, or is Solas successful in tearing down the veil? Or both? Both are possible. Solas could be successful in tearing down the veil, and then we could be successful in changing his mind. It's like, yeah, I have regrets now, because his whole thing is being full of regrets. So it's quite possible that he just has, he's gonna be successful and then he's gonna regret it after. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, and Solas's past behavior is doing things that he believes he must do and then regretting them. Beginnings. So the beginning of the world reconnected to the Fade, the beginning of the end. I don't know. The beginning of Solas's success, the beginning of us against Solas, the beginning of us convincing and recruiting Solas. Beginnings, a lot of beginnings. The beginning of Dragon Age 4 includes Solas. It's there are a lot of implications for beginnings. There are a lot of different beginnings that are possible. New ventures. So new ventures, Dragon Age 4 is a new venture for us, the player. New ventures for Solas. So Solas and his roles for these new ventures, it could be, his new role as a rival, as an enemy, or his new role as an advisor, his new role in this new way that he perceives the world, and all of a sudden he understands that tearing down the veil might not necessarily be the best idea, or joining forces with us. New ventures in that regards. New ventures definitely speaks, Solas is on a new venture now. We're on a new venture, and so that makes sense to me. Will our paths cross? Achievements. Achievement unlocked. Achievements. Yes, it could be like in-game achievements, but also to achieve a goal, to attain something. So Solas could achieve something. We could achieve something in regards to Solas, which could be defeating him, which could be recruiting him, convincing him. It could be Solas achieves in acquiring the Red Lyrium idol. Solas achieves in tearing down the veil. Joy. Okay, I'll take it. Joy. It could be joy that Solas, he's happy that he's successful in his ventures, in his new ventures. So it's not so much of a happy joy, it's that he's satisfied, he's joyful because he's succeeding in what he feels his mission is. But it could be joy in a reunion. It could be joy in defeating him, Good health. So he's not going to be infected with Red Lyrium. That's what I understand by good health, I hope. Or turn into an abomination, become the Dreadwolf, Progress. Oh yeah, and there is that possibility that if he's sundered from himself, that the Dreadwolf aspect is separate from him, and he would have to make a decision and face the Dreadwolf aspect. Progress. Yes, we progress in his ritual. It has begun. Maybe that's a new beginnings. There's the beginning of his ritual that already started, and that was mentioned into Winter Nights. So progress with that, progress with tearing down the veil, progress in convincing him to change his mind, maybe also. Things will progress as we progress along in the game. Makes sense? Recognition. Recognition not necessarily, oh, I recognize you, but recognition in oneself, recognizing one's mistakes, recognizing not, a wrongdoing, but also being able to take responsibility, recognizing where you must take responsibility, where it is your fault, where it's not your fault. And so Solas might recognize his mistakes, his errors, and take responsibility for them, or recognize when to let go, recognize when to change paths, recognition when to be less prideful. Accomplishments, I think that kind of goes with achievements, to accomplish goals. Triumph. So triumph, will Solas triumph over another enemy, over us? Will we triumph over Solas? It's Solas's role. So what's the triumph? Our triumph over him, or his triumph with tearing down the veil? Or both, Satisfaction from efforts. So that kind of goes with what I was saying a bit earlier, where the satisfaction of Solas, if he successfully tears down the veil, then he's done all these efforts to everything he went through to, the orb, and even with Corypheus, everything he's looking for to be able to tear down the veil. So if he's successful with that, there will be some sort of satisfaction from all the efforts, all the sacrifices that he did despite all the regrets. Material well-being. Material well-being, there's the material world, and then there's the fade, the world of spirits and dreams. So material well-being, does that mean that Thedas is protected, that Thedas is saved? It could just be one possibility. It could, among many. Material well-being, I really see that as a Thedas, the material world. So something helps and protects the people of Thedas. Maybe it's a question of, even if the veil is teared down, not everyone dies. There's a way to save everyone, even though the veil tears down. Communities. Well, people will get together. There will be alliances. People will pull through, help each other out. Communities in different areas of Thedas. So that's kind of what I see. And so it could be against Solas or with Solas. I mean, there are people who follow Solas, who believe in his cause. So those communities, possibly. Friendships. So is it Solas is going to have friendships with past playable characters, with Dragon Age 4 protagonists, with other characters? Friendships revived, new friendships rekindled, maybe? So aspirations. Solas aspires to restore Elvenan. So he believes that the only way to do that is to tear down the veil. But there could be other ways to do that. And so aspirations could be to aspire to achieve this goal, regardless whether you change your mind on the method to do it in aspirations to achieve that goal. Tabitha says, I believe the veil will come down and we have to help Solas to clean up the Evanuris as well as find the whole story of Mythal's death. Yes, the truth behind all that. And we'll have to deal with the Evanuris. And we already know of the Gilanane's monsters things, so there's that. If Gilanane comes down, then she's going to have even more power and control over her monsters. And yeah, It could be the veil comes down and Solas, we have to help Solas clean up his mess. And the fact that it's the sun, so if the veil comes down and there's an eclipse, it's darkness, so we have to, it's caused by Solas, but then Solas has to help, we have to help Solas, but then Solas has to help us to restore so that the sun can shine anew. Ambitions. Well, ambitions to, Solas is very ambitious to, it's a great ambition to tear down the veil and restore Elvenan. It's a great feat. But ambitions to, we have ambitions. The Inquisitor has an ambition to either destroy or save Solas. The Dragon Age 4 protagonist is going to have certain ambitions in regards to Solas as well. And that will affect the world. That will affect Thedas, and our choices, our ambitions will also affect Solas and his ritual. Reliable allies. Reliable allies, we will gain reliable allies. Solas might have reliable allies on his side. Is Solas going to be a reliable ally for us? Are we going to be a reliable ally for Solas? That's a good question. And I think that depends on, I think that depends greatly on what our choices are. And I think that different possibilities will unlock, not just depending on the Inquisitor's choices at the end of Trespasser, but also the Dragon Age 4 protagonist choices, maybe at the beginning and throughout parts of the game. Then together, it'll open up different possibilities, not just save or destroy, but maybe there are certain requirements to unlock this or that, and it might unlock more than just the two choices, different branches within those choices as well. So this is a positive reading. The sun, it makes me think of the Chant of Light and the Maker. Will the Maker return? You know, is Solas the Maker? Is he going to be viewed as the Maker? You know, is he, what might go on with that? You know, it could also just be removing all the illusions and everyone sees the truth. And so there is an enlightenment. The sun shines the truth. So it could be that as well. I'm curious to see the reverse. I know this is the sun is upright here, but I'm just curious to see if the reverse could be the Dreadwolf aspects, because upright, it's a lot Solas. So reverse, there's exaggeration, delay, grandiosity. Well, I do see a bit of grandiosity with Solas. You know, not necessarily, yes, he's prideful, but people made the Evanuris, made them gods, you know, and worship them as gods. So there's that grandiosity there. Temporary setbacks, lack of effort, there would be setbacks, lack of effort, being overextended. Solas could be overextending himself. Falsehood, maybe he's falsely following a path, not being true to his true self. Disgrace, isolation. So yeah, there's isolation. Overly optimistic people, I feel called out. Testing, stalemate, you know, they're and that goes in line with what the reading actually is, where we might face Solas, and is there a stalemate? You know, we have to, can we defeat him, or do we join forces, and how does that play out? And there could be a stalemate where we just have to go our separate ways. So it's interesting just to have basic knowledge of what the reverse is, just to see, just to understand. So, but I like this. I like this reading. The sun, I have the impression that there might be things I might be missing, but maybe it's because I'm trying not to go too much into the theory that I'm working on, for the theory video I'm working on. So, but I like this, the Solas, the sun, upright. It speaks of godhood, godlyhood. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below for Solas and his roles in Dragon Age 4 with the sun upright. The sun shines down, but with the veil torn down. Like, what does it all mean? You know, there's meanings just in the card itself, just the fact that it's the sun. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in for the live, those of you who tuned in for the live, and thanks for watching the replay, those of you watching the replay. I look forward to the next one, and I'll see you all soon. Masaranas.